What's up, guys? It's your boy, Parrish Oglesby with Uncut Gems. I'm trying to do a better job with this camera angle. I usually shoot it from here because you can have a better lighting, but it looks kind of crazy. I'm trying to get my walk-in/run in here at the world famous Shelby Farms. Peace and tranquility. The gem for the week is you can't take your past with you. And I was thinking about that over this weekend, getting ready for my gym, thinking about what I was going to talk about, think about, issues in my own life that I need to clean up. And one of the things that I think is probably a weakness of mine, I take all my stuff with me. I take and I consider it wisdom, of course. I consider some of it wisdom, but some of it is baggage, And so this week, I'm trying to unpack, try to keep things that I learned from my past, but do a better job in determining what is baggage and what is wisdom or experience that I can actually take going forward. I don't know. But what I do know is that this morning I got an email from my past. Oh, terrible. But it was meant to be. It was supposed to happen. I don't question God no more. I just accept it. And I don't always respond well. I didn't respond well to this email because I don't want to take my past with me. When I talk about experiences that I had from the past and I bring them to Uncut Gems, the biggest thing I'm trying to do, I'm actually trying to help myself and help others through my personal experiences. I hope as this channel grows that I have more present day experiences, good, bad, or indifferent, from which I can learn from. But you can't take your past with you means you can't take your baggage with you. You ever remember that song back in the day with Erykah Badu, Bag Lady? Man, prophetic, genius. And, what I have done is like, if you look behind me, man, it's a whole bunch of just baggage. But you can see it dropping off. Can you see it dropping off in the background? It's dropping off. I can't take past mistakes with me. I can't take past stuff that I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. I can't take them with me. I can't take bad relationships with me. Let me tell you, fellas, this is a men's channel, but what you can't do is take all that stuff with you, because what it does, it starts to wear you down. Man, I'm carrying the load of my new role at my job. It's a big role. It's a huge responsibility. It's a blessing. And I'm thankful and grateful to have it. I have other roles too, with flipping houses, with the companies that I co-own. Those are big responsibilities. Those are a lot. And also being single. That's a huge responsibility. And the dating, the dating landscape is different from when the last time I've been out here. It's the same, but it's different. There has some goods and it's bads, and there's bad, but that's a big responsibility. So I have a home to maintain. I have roles and responsibilities at my church and the organizations that I represent. So imagine all of that in a big, all up here. I don't have enough room for a bunch of bull jive. So it's spring, so I'm spring cleaning. Baggage, and what I mean by baggage, let me give you some examples. Baggage. I can still remember when I was fired from a job. Your boy was fired. Oh, still. Man, I got fired back in 2000, early, like 2002, 3, something like that. Like, damn near 20 years ago. I'm still carrying that around. For what? And what I tell myself is, I tell myself I got to beat myself up for that decision and for those mistakes. Now, did I learn something from that experience? I sure did. Man, I learned so much. And because of that experience, I move differently. I am more strategic about when I open my mouth and when I say something. I think about others more because, a long time ago I was still growing. And I'm still growing now, but it's a little bit different. So, but the baggage of the guilt of making that mistake, man, the guilt of making that mistake, I gotta let it go. I made some bad choices, but those bad choices do not define my present, and it do not define my future. So when I was fired, man, I was so embarrassed because I'm thinking I'm the golden child. I'm the golden child. What, you gonna fire me? I'm putting the numbers in. They're like, okay, get that box though. You don't know how to talk to people, right? Right. I'm talking reckless. And it irks me still to this day. What irks me is not that I was fired necessarily. What irks me is what I did to get fired. And it was because of this. And some people say it's still that. But the person I talked to this morning probably say that. But I don't care about what you think about me, no way. But nevertheless, I still carry that baggage around, and it's that guilt or that embarrassment. And it's so funny because if I, back in the day, maybe 10 years ago, if I ran into some of those employees where I was asked to leave, I was dropping my head in shame. What? Shame. Shame. For what? Hell, the consequences was loss of income, loss of job, right? What the hell? Why am I carrying around shame? That's an example of baggage that we take around. That's unnecessary. You have to forgive yourself and let go. But I was carrying, I let that one go maybe, but I still feel a little, the baggage of how you treat people. Oh, I know I didn't be on an apology tour, but you know the person I didn't apologize to? Me. So even though I apologized to a few people who I treated badly a long time ago, in the 90s, I apologized to most of them who would listen. Explain, what I was thinking at the time, which was I wasn't, which was I was a little boy, which was, careless, a whole bunch of wrong. But you know what? The crazy part about it is I came back and forgot to forgive myself. So you can't take your past with you. And I know I should say you shouldn't take your past with you. And the last one, I done gave you two already, right? How you treat people, how I've treated people, and how I have, was fired. Those things taught me lessons. But I should have took the lesson and got rid of the guilt part, forgive myself and moved on. The last thing is how people treated me. I carry that stuff, man. Even if I forgive you, I have still carried some of that stuff. So, but what I'm realizing is how people have treated me in relationships. That's the third one. I've carried it with me. And I know how this may look or whatever, but it's just the truth. And I couldn't imagine not knowing that I'm carrying somebody else into a new relationship. Into a new relationship. I may find somebody who I really like, I'm digging, I'm vibing with, and I'm still talking about some bum that I just broke up with. And I know I should say bum, but I'm trying to generalize it, not specific to anybody. So chill out with that. But I can forgive someone, and my pastor was talking about it a couple of weeks ago, Sundays ago, that we'll forgive, but we ain't gonna forget. And he talked about how God looks at you and say, man, like you ain't never did anything. And you done cut up sideways, right? So this year, as I'm growing as a man, I think that's how I've been doing, and I'm gonna try to make a difference and make a change. One, because where I'm going, it's a reason why God removed those people from my life. It's a reason. And I believe the reason is because they can't go with you. They can't go. They can't appreciate. They can't support. They were meant for that beginning, that first journey. They was meant for to get you ready for what you're about to do. Or, in this case, it's what I'm doing. So, but it's also could be a lesson to other men because we carry a lot. We carry a lot on our shoulders. Not just all the things that we're doing, the busy work, the job, the responsibility, the home, your bank account, your credit, your money, your emotional, your spiritual, your physical, right? We carry the weight of the responsibility of all of that. But it's time to spring clean. So I am releasing myself from all that stuff. I drop it today. That job that I got fired from, I did, but guess what I learned? Man, I learned so much. I learned that it's not about just your performance. It's about how you treat people, how you talk to people while you're performing at a high level, right? And I know that because I do that in my everyday walk. God has blessed me with so much, blessed me with some great people that are my leaders, the 3 wise men. God has blessed me with a whole team of people, a whole team of people. And I would really like being a part of that team. Good, bad, or indifferent. But it was because I got fired that I could see the blessing of how it's more to it. There's nuances to this thing. There's levels to this thing. The second one is how I've treated people in relationships. When you make a mistake with someone and you man enough to apologize, or, well, it's a man's channel. You're man enough to apologize for your missteps, for your foolishness, for your inability to see the right or the wrong that you're doing at the moment. You must do one other thing after you apologize. You have to forgive yourself and let it go, right? And third, this is a big one for me. People hurting me, friends and relationships. People who did it, it wasn't intentional. You know, I'm not gonna call anybody's name, but some people hurt me and it wasn't intentional. And even though I've forgiven them, I still feel like I got something. And it's just like, because of the pain, I'm like, the pain, I think I keep it so to remind me not to trust that person again. But that's not fair if I forgive, right? Right? Also, relationships. Oh, dear Lord. I've learned so much from that relationship with friends hurting me that I understand what grace is, what mercy is, and man, I love them no matter what. I love them. Love them. And then relationships. I forgive, but man, I think I'm still dragging that. It's tied around my ankle like a bracelet in a bag of dead relationships. Man, I had to go through therapy and holy water. I had to, and I'm still, still cutting that bag loose, you know, I got an email from a terrible relationship that ended. I'm glad it's over with. It's blessing. God removed that person from my life. And I'm so grateful and thankful. but I still have baggage when it comes to that, from that past. And it's time to let it go. Because guess what? The woman that I want to be with, I don't want her to smell that dead carcass. Don't want her to. Does that make any sense? I don't want her to smell the dead carcass of my past relationships. Because I want the next one to be the bomb. And I want to enjoy, and I want to be free to share my happiness with someone who can appreciate me. Every bit of me. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. So hopefully you guys out here learn something, because I've really been thinking about it over this weekend. It was a holiday weekend, I believe, and over the past week or so. And this one is really, about my self-growth and development. It really is, because I can't see myself 80. Like, you know what she did to me back in 2000, and you know what that black, you know what that big head? Nah. When I'm 80 and I'm with my 60-year-old wife, I'm with my 60-year-old wife. Just kidding, ladies. I'm just kidding. I know I'm gonna get somebody gonna say something when they hear this. When I'm with my woman, however age she is at the time, I just hope that, I pray that we just enjoying each other and looking over our lives that we've lived and feel fulfilled, and it was purposeful, and man, it pleased God. That's what's up. So I'm gonna end with that, because this is a pretty long one, on this beautiful day at Shelby Farms. Guys, if you can, come to Shelby Farms. This is the place to be. This is the place to where you can come, and this is the fountain of youth. To get this vitamin D on your face, to get this vitamin D on your face, to get that fresh air in your lungs, to get that heart rate up, man, to get that stress off your shoulders, to end a wonderful work day. Man, you can't get no better than this. So I'm gonna end by saying it. Hey, you can't, nor you should, take your past with you. You ever heard that old saying, take the meat and spit out the bones? The bones is the baggage, guys. Let's move forward. Let's get our stuff together. Men, I'm with you, brother. I hope you go with me on this journey, because we own it. I'm gonna be in Nashville this coming week. You'll see a video coming out soon. Please support, subscribe, and check out your boy. It's your boy, Parrish Oglesby, with Uncut Gems. Peace.